Oh, wow. Happy Sunday, Visions of Greatness audience. Welcome back. Of course, I'm your host, Shanna A. Jefferson of the Visions of Greatness talk show, where we educate, empower, and equip entrepreneurs to live their best life. And I am so grateful for each and every one of you today. We have an all-star lineup of entrepreneurs on our show today as we discuss the topic 2020 ain't over, y'all. Let's win together. You are certainly not in this alone. And there is, I think, as of today, we have 95 days remaining in 2020. So, more than enough time to manifest greatness in your life and your business. All right. So, make sure y'all do me a favor, share this video. And we are, without further delay, why don't we just go ahead and get started, y'all? Okay. So, I am going to bring on our first guest today. This guy is amazing. It feels like I have known him forever, but we only met last December at the ATL Hottest Award Show, in which I was a recipient and he was a VIP guest, and we practically instantly connected, y'all. So he is the one and only Gene Andrews. I'm gonna bring him on live now. Welcome, Gene.
Hello there, Shanna A. Jefferson.
That's right.
Gotta
Oh
get
my
it right.
gosh. Yes.
I've been reprimanded.
What? Oh,
Don't leave home without the A.
right. You know what is so interesting? Our other amazing guest is going to come on today, Morgan. I made sure I included her middle initial as well. So because I saw it on her book as well as the flyer that was sent in. So absolutely, Shayna A. Jefferson. But this is not about me today, Gene. Okay, this is about you. So you do so much. I can't even write it all down or share it. So why don't you just briefly introduce yourself to the Visions of Greatness audience, Gene?
Well, I have a hard time talking about myself. I love to talk about others. But
Do.
I'm Gene Andrews. My company is Global Entertainment. I also have a wine company, which is Cello Wines. And within Global Entertainment Group, I have um, worked with a whole lot of people. I'll say that. I'll be keep it humble. Just a lot of people, well-known artists, and I've done some things for Super Bowl and worked a couple of things, projects. And so I'm in the process of doing a project right now where I serve as a music supervisor for a black sci-fi that's coming out. Um, and I've got some new artists, emerging artists, the Impact World Twins, who are making an imprint. Of course, I work along with Shayna when she needs my services. I push her, and actually, one of my clients is on as well, Miss Morgan A. Wider. You will hear a lot about her. She's an author, and she has a book, Worthy Wardrobe. You guys make sure you'll get the Worthy Wardrobe. I mean, even if you can dress, I'm quite sure we all still need some tips on what to wear and what not to wear. And I'm quite sure Morgan will remind you, but I'm going to remind you, I'm going to give a shameless plug. On October the 10th, she will be at the Book Boutique in Atlantic Station from 5 to 7, and it'll be a book launch. And I think it's awesome that our young ladies, especially women. Oh, and how can I forget? How can I forget? I'm a go woman.com.
Oh yes.
I celebrate women, definitely. I think who've been through some trying times and who have stayed the course to accomplish great things. And as I look at Shayna, she is a go woman, and she's doing her thing. I'm very proud of her and what the impact she's making on other people's lives, even in her books and also with her therapeutic um, resources. So let's give, no, we can't, but let's give Shayna a COVID hand clap, a
Thank you,
virtual,
Gene.
socially distant hand clap. and to the other fine women who are on this panel today. So that's it for me in a nutshell, who I am.
Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. And we'll definitely throughout the show today, be checking in with you to learn more about your journey and how you truly help and impact other entrepreneurs, and especially as you indicate,
Sure.
go women. I'm definitely grateful to be a go woman. All right. Well, since you've already mentioned her name, we're gonna go ahead and have our next guest, Miss Morgan A. Wider, introduce herself to the Visions of Greatness audience. Hi there, Morgan. Oh, one moment, Morgan. Okay, there you
There
are.
we go. Hi, how are you?
Awesome.
What's your A stand for? What's your middle initial?
Oops. Shh. We're not saying that live, Morgan. I hope my mama's
we're not
not watching.
we're not gonna do the A.
I don't even see G's reaction right now, but I know he's still trying to figure it out.
So that's secret. Okay, okay, fair enough. I'll keep mine secret too. I'll keep
And if you
mine.
know, don't comment. Woo, okay, back to you, Morgan.
I didn't mean to throw you off. I didn't.
It is okay.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Definitely glad to have you. Tell us about introduce yourself, Morgan, to the Visions of Greatness audience.
Yeah, so I am a wardrobe stylist and speaker, and now I'm thrilled to announce that I'm also an author, first time author. As Jean mentioned, my book Worthy released and published back in August, so a little over 2 months ago. And I help executives and women of all walks of life show up as their most confident self. So the book is about learning to love yourself before you can dress yourself. And I work with women all over the world on building wardrobes that exude confidence and competence.
Wow, I absolutely love that, Morgan.
Thank
Definitely,
you.
definitely much, much needed. And again, we will be learning more about you and how you can help us. And I'm saying us, that includes me, throughout the show today. So make sure y'all share this video as Morgan shares some amazing, amazing tips with us today. All right, so we have one additional amazing, amazing guest, y'all, that I would like to introduce to everyone. And she is known as Coach Kai. And we have actually never met in person. Today is actually our first time connecting live, but I have had the opportunity to take a look at her web pages and her videos. And gosh, y'all make sure y'all check her out. But I'm gonna let Coach Kai introduce herself self to the Vision of Greatness audience. Oh, let me unmute you. I apologize, Coach Kai. Let's
Still
try it
muted.
again. There you
Hey,
go. Hi.
thank you for allowing me to be on the show today. I am super excited. I am, of course, Dr. Carlene Randolph. I am the owner and CEO of Women Ignite Now, and also just recently started a new business called When Black Girls Heal. So, of course, I have been in business for about 24 years. I have written 2 bestseller books. I am also a former radio host out of Atlanta and Kentucky, believe it or not. Currently, now, though, I am planning for a larger type of audience, probably international, for looking at things that will help women achieve their goals. So, my goal has always been to help 2 million women achieve their goals and reclaim their lives.
Wow, I love that. 2 million women. Yes. And as Jean mentioned earlier, it is about impact. And certainly, you're going to impact so many more lives. Great meeting you, Coach Kai. All right, y'all, make sure y'all share this video, share it with your family, your friends, your entrepreneur buddies, and be sure to chime in. Drop your questions and your comments in the comment section, and we'll try to get with you, respond to you as soon as possible. And if not, we'll definitely get back with you after the show. So let me go ahead and bring everyone on here. All right. So once again, we have Mr. Gene Andrews, Morgan A. Water, and Dr. Hi. All right. The topic today is 2020 ain't over. Let's win together. So, my inspiration behind this topic today is just hearing some people saying that perhaps they've had enough of 2020. They can't wait to 2021. And I'm eager for another year as well. But my thing is, we still have, I believe, 95 days left in 2020. So that's more than enough time, y'all, to get your life and your business together. It's an opportunity for you to manifest greatness each and every day. Certainly, a new year, January 1st, is a great start. As I share with many of my clients, each and every day that we wake up is a new opportunity to do something better, to experience something greater, to become a better version of
Yeah.
you. Okay? So don't throw 2020 away, y'all. It is not over, and we can truly win together. All right? Thank you for everyone joining in. I see Raven, Sharon, Patrick, Reginald. Thank y'all so much. And thank you to everyone who shared this live video for today. All right. So let's start here. And Jean, this is for you to start.
Okay.
Tell us your inspiration behind starting your Go Woman movement.
All right. Well, I'm glad you asked that. I just felt like it was time for um, a man or men to step up and celebrate women. And I don't know. I hope the guys out here don't beat me up too tough, but we cause a lot of problems. And I noticed that there have been groups of women getting together, celebrating one another. Whether it's seminars, whether it's get-togethers and things of that nature. But I felt like standing on the sideline, men standing on the sideline, we need to jump in and celebrate our women, especially our black women. So I thought that was important because black women have carried the torch for so long. They've raised children, they've carried children, of course, and they always catch the brunt of some of the things that men create. And I just thought that men being, if you look at biblically, we're supposed to be the head, not meaning we rule and we control and we do those things, but there is a partnership involved. And so I said, you know what? I've seen a lot of women pressing through a lot of things and being tenacious and determined um, to meet their goals. And so I said, you know what? Wow, this will be a great platform to celebrate women, not only celebrate them, but be an opportunity to network because again, when I met you, and then of course there's people like Morgan, there's people like Dr. Carlene, for instance. And then I looked back and then I said, hey, you know what, my late wife, she was a school teacher and she had 3 children, and um, boy, did I get a crash course learning in motherhood. If I would, when she passed away, I had to end up doing a lot of the things that she would normally do. So I had to sit in that mother seat for a while. So I said, you know what? Now I understand what women talk about and what we have always taken, men have taken for granted, the things that women really do on a day-to-day basis. So I said, you know what? I wanted to start honoring women and start a movement that, you know what? You're on the go, you're going, you're doing this, you're going places, all of those things. So I came up with uh, that initiative and called it Go Woman. And so now I have a brand ambassador, Tiffany Carter, who also has a book, um, and my partner. And I'll need to talk to Dr. Carlene because I have access. I have a partner, um, and I think Shane. I think you've talked to her before. Yeah, Cheryl. When we did when I did the Meet the Author series, we get government funding, we get grants, and all of those things. So I would love to have that conversation with another Go Woman because all 3 of you women are Go Women. So that's where it came from.
Wow, I definitely love it, Jean. And certainly you already know this, but I've always been encouraged and inspired by you. And I know that you are going to continue to impact the masses. So thank you so much for your movement. And as I always tell people, the journey that I'm on is far greater than Shayna. And for those that I'm connected to, I know, Jean, that you can certainly attest to the same. You're just a vessel on this journey. And our mission is certainly to impact. I heard Dr. Kai earlier mention 2 million women. I love that. That's just phenomenal, and that's what it is about. Doing something greater than you, going above and beyond, pouring your gifts into others. So definitely, thank you. All right, I'm gonna bring Dr. Kai on here. Um, so with took a look at again at your website and everything. Certainly love your mission, and our audience primarily consists of entrepreneurs, but certainly others as well. So my question for you, Dr. Kai, is what are some simple solutions that entrepreneurs can employ in their lives the next 95 days or so of 2020 to live their best life?
So, one of the biggest suggestions that I have is to create a place where you can go and just decompress. Right. A lot of us are at a place where we got to get this done before the year is out. Recognize that there is so much that you can do in this rest of the 95 days that are here. And so you need to be able to decompress, right? Step back, look at what you can do, what's in your control for these 95 days, but also remember you need to continue to be stress free towards the new year, right? There are so many things that are happening. You need to be um, aware that self care is super important in getting you through these last 95 days. And don't be in a hurry to accomplish a lot of things that may not need to happen right now in your business.
Absolutely. And I speak often about the importance of taking control of what's in your control and understanding, as you indicate, the things that aren't in your control. That's one of the basic concepts that I discuss with a lot of my clients in therapy. So certainly a lesson for all of us. Thank you for sharing that. And definitely decompress. Self-care, y'all. It's not a once a week thing, it's a priority. Find ways to incorporate self-care, I say, into your daily routine. Every day will look different, but whatever you can do to decompress, as Dr. Kai indicated. And let me just ask you this, Dr. Kai, share with our audience maybe a few things they can do to decompress.
Sure. So a few of the things are to look at where you are financially with your business. Most often, uh, entrepreneurs, small business owners are at a place where they may be at crisis, or they may be in a place where, oh, I didn't make what I wanted to make this fiscal year or this calendar year. And so you need to figure out where you are in your finances. That's the first thing I tell most of my clients to do, is to sit down and do an analysis, and not just your finances. You want to do a SWOT analysis of your whole organization. And you want to make sure that you understand where your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and what opportunities are there that will help you propel yourself forward, at least in planning, if you're not able to accomplish the goals that you had for the year, for the following year. And lastly, make sure you understand what threats externally exist for your organization, and be aware that you need to be planning for objectives and a very tight strategic plan for the following year.
Definitely. I absolutely love that. Amazing and great advice. So hopefully y'all are taking notes. Y'all, we once again are live for the Visions of Greatness talk show. We have three amazing panelists today, Dr. Kai, Jean, as well as Morgan. So let's jump to Miss Morgan briefly here. Bring her on. Hi there again, Morgan.
Hi.
So let's talk a little about the importance of style. When I was looking at your info, there is a quote that you said, and I love it. It says, "Every outfit is an opportunity to transform your entire life. Now, that just resonated with me, Morgan. Now, tell us more about that.
I think for me, it's so, as an entrepreneur, it can be very easy. And I see a lot of entrepreneurs and business women and men who are so focused on the work. And like Dr. Kai said, like crunching the number, going and going, and that it's all about the product that you're selling or the service that you're selling. And we often forget that you are part of the product. You are the service. You are the face of your brand. So investing in your image is so, so important because people don't do business with other businesses. They do business with people. So when you are looking your best, you feel your best, and an outfit can be a game changer for you. I've told several stories of when I wore a yellow dress to sales conferences in the sea of black. People noticed me, remembered me. They came up to me and said, "Oh my gosh, I love your yellow dress." And that's a conversation starter of what do you do? What do I do? And business relationships are formed. With men, it can be ties and socks. But in this land of COVID and quarantine, it can be very easy to let your image fall to the back burner. But it really is a critical component of building your personal brand and setting yourself apart from your competition and other people that do what you do.
Absolutely. A great, great, great advice. To bring all of y'all on, okay? And again, for everyone who has tuned in today to the Visions of Greatness talk show, I want you to share this video. Also, drop your questions or comments into the comment section there. All right, there we are. Morgan, Dr. Kai, and Jean. Let's get a little personal, y'all, okay? Not too personal, but I would love for at least one of you to share maybe a personal experience that you have had um, as an entrepreneur and how you overcame that challenge. And perhaps it's something that you've experienced in 2020 with, the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as racial tensions, as well as maybe other challenges that many of us have encountered or endured in 2020. So again, tell us about a personal experience or challenge that you've had and how you overcame that in hopes that someone else can be inspired by you.
I'd love to
Well,
jump in on that. For 2020, I planned a global conference. And of course, that conference was going to be the conference of all conferences, right? For women, about women, helping women to understand how to live a better life, have a better business, and have better results, right? And I had all these things planned. I mean, literally thousands of dollars sewn into this activity. And of course, COVID happened, right? And so it forced me to relook at the things that I planned for, right? I couldn't have this global conference. Some of the major cities that I planned to have the event in, they were shut down, right? And so we had to look at how we got these activities, this information, education, training out to women in a very different way. Of course, we had already been practicing doing a lot of activities virtually. And so it meant looking at what I could do virtually with the audience of women that I worked with. And at this point, I can absolutely say I have a brand new system that is set up specifically for crisis mode. And a lot of business owners don't do that, right? We think that things are going to be normal. We never look down the road to what that crisis could be. Fortunately, I didn't lose out on a lot of income that I was expecting for the business because I was able to step back, do a pivot, and find other ways to get things done. It's super important that business owners really sit down and think about what things they need to be aware of and plan for possibilities.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Dr. Kai. Morgan or Jean, would y'all like to chime in regarding that?
I'll chime in. For me, one of my not fondest but most vivid memories of the start of COVID was the start of March. I was launching the pre-sale campaign for my book the same week that everything shut down, and so my publisher was pushing me to launch, and I had to raise $8,000 of pre-sales to go forward with the book to get paid for the editors and the cover design and all of those things. And it was a very, very scary time for me to go out and ask my audience to buy a book that they hadn't read yet, and I had lots of tears and was really just adamant that I didn't do it. But as most of you guys know out there, entrepreneurship's a faith walk, and I had to have faith in my tribe and my community, and they showed up. And God showed up for me in exceedingly and abundant ways. And this time of COVID was a great time for me to raise the funds for the book, but also build an online community where women in my Worthy Wardrobe Facebook group were helping me give me feedback on the book before it was actually published. So I was sending chapters once a week and asking the ladies, did this resonate with you? What would you want me to add? Tell me your stories. So this book became, as you mentioned, Shanna, like bigger than me and more of an impact on all of the women in that group. And I also got very comfortable with doing Zooms and webinars because as a speaker who's going into corporate offices, all of that shut down that first week of March as well. And now I am busier than ever doing virtual conferences, virtual workshops and seminars on executive style and image. So as Dr. Carlene mentioned, being able to pivot and seeing opportunities where you might not see them, there's always a blessing in disguise and a silver lining if you can get creative of using your gifts in different ways.
Absolutely. And Morgan, tell us a little bit more about your book. I think you flashed a copy of it earlier.
Yeah, my book baby, The Worthy
Yes.
Wardrobe. Yes, this is, I call it my love letter to any woman who ever felt like she wasn't good enough or pretty enough or that the retail world was for her. I share my story of not always liking the way that I look and playing small. I talk about the principles of spirituality and how do you get in touch with loving yourself first before we even talk about clothes. As a stylist, I've been in the closets of a lot of women of all shapes and sizes, and I know that if you don't like the woman standing in front of the mirror, no matter what clothes I put on you, you're not going to like them and it's not going to matter. So I wanted women to first learn to appreciate and love themselves, their bodies, their personalities, their souls. And then let's talk about the aspects of clothes of whether it's dressing for entrepreneurship, dressing as an executive, clean out your closets and what that means in a spiritual way, the definition of sexy and how women define what sexiness means and why some women don't feel safe or secure in owning their femininity. And I know Dr. Carlene in her books talks about that too. So it's a conglomerate, a collaboration of all of these different concepts of what goes beyond just what you pick in your closet every morning. I want each woman to think differently and strategically about how she shows what she thinks about herself with what she chooses each morning.
Yes, definitely a great lesson for all of us. Well, once again, you're watching the Visions of Greatness Talk Show live. I'm your host, Shanna A. Jefferson, and we have three amazing, amazing guests, y'all, here today. Morgan, Dr. Kai, and Jean. And before we conclude our show today, I'll be sure that you have their contact information so you can connect with each of them individually. And also share this video. We're live every second and fourth Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Visions of Greatness Talk Show. Jean,
Yes.
what has been your biggest lesson in 2020?
You know what? Honestly, and as I listened to the ladies, as they was expressing their ups and downs and the experiences, I should say, believe it or not, 2020 to me has been the year of
Mm.
resources. And, you said 2020 is not over. nothing is over until God says it's over. So as long as God is still, and he's, and even in this, we kind of start thinking weird stuff that God has he taken his hand off of us, and we start coming up with other theories that could be. But at the end of the day, everything God has got his hand in it, and so I believe that this is still the year of seeing clear.
Mm.
If we wouldn't have had COVID, some people wouldn't have been able to seize the opportunities. Um, it has unbusied us. It has also shown us things that we didn't need. I was just teasing Morgan on the phone the other day. We're having a conversation, and I said, I love this. I love clothes. Matter of fact, I used to own two clothing stores when I lived in Nashville.
Wow.
But now I go in my closet. I may dress up just to go to the mailbox to say, "Hey, I put my suit on today," because we've seen so many people in just athletic wear, and that's become the norm. And so again, we're looking. This is not just, and I want to say, like Morgan would say, this gives you an opportunity to clean your closet out. And when I say your closet, you're cleaning out the stuff you don't even need in your life, because your life is a closet. Some things you don't really need in your life. So I believe that 2020 is showing me clear the things that I do need, the necessities, the things that are necessary, the things that are not so necessary. And it also has given me a clear look at direction. And I think that everyone out there is looking for some kind of direction. What they're tired, what they may have been stuck in a job they didn't want to be stuck in. COVID made it where people lost their jobs, unfortunately. But if we were lucky enough or blessed enough, it allowed us and it forced us to be able to start depending on our own tools. And entrepreneurship is that. It is depending on all the tools in your toolbox. So if you have skills in all kind of areas, pick something up and start networking and start making things work for you. And I promise you, you will find yourself a lot happier. You will find yourself finding the direction. You will find yourself cleaning out your life closet. And of course, Morgan can help you clean out your closet in your home or in your apartment. Those things. But I think again, 2020 has, in a nutshell, allowed us to clean out things that we really don't need and see clear in our directions.
Absolutely. Great, great advice, Gene. And you mentioned, entrepreneurs as well as others who have been impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, who may have experienced a loss in income. Also, for those who may have experienced, someone deaf, losing a loved one. I've shared with others before that I've experienced several deaths this year, including my sister who died of as a result of COVID-19 and an aunt, just within a matter of a few weeks to be exact. So the impact of everything, I guess, not so great about 2020 is certainly real, but I dropped the nugget the other day, and that is to show up. Like you still have to find a way, y'all, to show up each and every day. Show
Yeah.
up for you, whether you're an entrepreneur or not. You have to show up. Now, certainly, if you're struggling emotionally, Dr. Kai mentioned, getting your financial house in order, right? If you're struggling emotionally, financially, socially, on whatever domain, your physical health may be struggling. Actually, I saw an article today on CNN, the adverse impact of COVID-19 on our physical well-being, on our emotional well-being, on our financial well-being, right, on our social well-being. So the impact cannot be ignored. But I definitely encourage everybody, y'all, if y'all hear me, okay, if you are under the sound of my voice today or you're catching this replay later, show up for you each and every day. You owe it to yourself to show up. What else would y'all share to anyone who's listening today that may be struggling at this time?
So I want to reach back to something Morgan said, and it rings true with a lot of entrepreneurs right now. You have to go back to where you started. You have to figure out who you are and the reason why you began the journey as an entrepreneur. You can't be a winner if you don't understand where you're coming from. And that's super important for a lot of entrepreneurs. Some of us will get to a place where we've been in business for a little bit. We think we know it all. And then you recognize that you're not creative anymore. You're not loving what you do anymore. There's something missing in your life. And part of that goes back to knowing who you are and the reason why you started. And so to get through these last 95 days, I would challenge other folks out there who are listening, who are small business owners, to get to a place where you can really make sure you're aware of why you started this goal, this journey, and make sure you understand who you are in it. Who you were in the beginning is not who you are right now, right? Because we grow, right? And so we need to understand how that affects how we go forward. So that's my challenge for folks. I think that's important. And something Jean said is also tied into that is having direction. If you can get to that understanding of knowing where you came from, where you are right now, you can create a direction that will give you a phenomenal future.
Absolutely. Wow. I hope y'all are taking notes. And if you missed anything, make sure you catch the replay because our amazing guests today on the Visions of Greatness talk show have dropped many nuggets for entrepreneurs as well as everyone who's tuning in. All right, so let's talk about what's next. And I would like each of you to share with our audience some things that you have in the works in for maybe the for 2020 or even beyond 2020 that we can look forward to from you.
Well, I'll go. As Jean mentioned, the first thing that's what's next for me is those in the Atlanta area. October 10th, 10/10. I'm gonna be having my book launch party officially for the Worthy Wardrobe book. It's going to be at the Book Boutique at Atlantic Station at 5 p.m. in Atlanta. We're gonna be doing a fashion show with one of my favorite brands, The Loft, because I'm all about making sure that size and style are inclusive to everyone, no matter what your size or shape or body type is. So I'm really excited about that, and just continuing to have these conversations with women about how you show up and helping women to know that they're worthy of being seen as complete women, not just as a worker bee, not just as a mom, not just as a sister or a wife, but you as a soul, you are worthy and your clothes should reflect that. And in 2021, you can look out for the audio version of the book and also an expanded hardcover of the book that will have workshop workbook exercises and more journal prompts to get you really thinking about yourself and how you want to show up in the world.
Wow, amazing. I definitely look forward to connecting with you further more again. Dr.
Yeah.
Kai, what do you have popping off for the remainder of 2020 or in 2021?
So I just mentioned earlier, we have launched When Black Girls Heal. Um, it's going to be a larger launch, but we made a soft launch just to see how many people would be interested in the organization. And so When Black Girls Heal is really about those unconventional, controversial issues that we face together. And sometimes when we have those things happening, we're not always there for one another, right? And so this is all about how to create allies in our own race, right? And to help propel us to even higher heights, thriving beyond the pains that we've experienced in the past, right? And so we're creating a membership group that'll be outside of Facebook, um, and taking things to other platforms. Part of it is to educate people on the actual technologies that are out there that we can use to help small business owners or medium-sized business owners who are Black females in the community and looking for ways to network or just looking for information. We cover information from the bedroom to the boardroom. And so this is going to be an exciting time for us closing out the year and starting 2021.
Awesome. I love it. And I'm probably going to have everyone go to your page. I just heard you mention covering everything from the bedroom to the boardroom. I had, again, I heard some of the videos, or I took a look at some of the videos, and y'all are going to just have to check it out for yourself. Some amazing, amazing gems in Dr. Kai's videos, and she's going to share her information with you momentarily. So y'all definitely connect with her. All right, Mr. Gene, let me bring you on, Gene. Let's see here, Gene. Mr.
Thank you.
Gene Andrews, now you always got something going on.
Way too much. Way too
But
much.
what are you gonna say?
No, way too much. And I'm just actually sucking this all in, taking it in like a sponge to see you young ladies right here just doing amazing things. I mean, I'm just, you know, well, you know what I do, Shayna. I just push people. So next year it won't be any difference. I'm gonna be pushing people. But I guess my baby right now is Morgan. I just believe that she has something special. I think she has something to offer the world as you. I'm going to be pushing you more next year because I call you all the time, fussing you out. And I just think that for me, I want to say this vision because that's what this was about. And the scripture says, people without a vision perish.
Right.
So we all want to continue to be visionaries. So even if we don't know what we're going to do next year, let's start with the vision. Write the vision, make it plain.
Right.
So for me, I well, I guess I can tell it just a little. I'm working on a TV show for next year. And it's been inspired, of course, by COVID. And unfortunately, like you, I've lost over 30 people to this craziness. But um, when I looked at when I'm looking at the racial tension and how that is taking a hold um, on our world and society, I'm creating a show called Culture, and that's taking people of various cultures and putting them in a house, and they will have to begin to start to understand other cultures, whether they eat Asian food one night or they eat maybe some food from Africa or Puerto Rico, wherever, and then they start learning about one another. And I think that that's the thing that will start to clear up a lot of misunderstandings, that we start to engage in other people's cultures, and then that's where it is, because we're afraid of, and we look at what we see, and the worst thing we could do is look at anything on media. Because one thing I do agree with Mr. Trump there, that there is fake news, and media can portray a lot of things about a lot of people, especially in the African American community, especially about African American men, African American women, those stereotypes. But there are great people in our culture. And so for me, next year, I want to continue to push greatness. I tell my children, the mark of greatness is truly upon you. You must not limit yourself to the short sighted beliefs in others. You can because God said you can. Look at you feeling good, smelling good, looking good. You're a masterpiece of creation. So I just want to say next year, I'm just going to continue looking for the greatness in others, because when I find the greatness in others, that pours the greatness back into me. So I'm going to continue to be a servant, because
Yeah.
when you're a servant, you'll find a good leader.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ooh, Gene, you just touched me, and I know you're gonna be hitting my digits, so I have your speed dial.
I'm fussing all of y'all
Or you
out.
got your speed dial. Say it again.
I'm gonna fuss all of y'all out. I'm not gonna let nobody stop me. Now that I met this sister here, I'm gonna get on her. I'm gonna jump on your bandwagon. See how I can help you out. But yeah, like I said, Morgan, I'm definitely proud of her. I mean, I think it's not just the book. We look at people when they write books, but her personality, and if I promise you, if you ever met her parents, Wow, that's so. And again, when you look at people's parents,
Mhm.
she's a representative
Mhm.
of
Mhm.
what her parents have done. I think we all become representatives of our parents. So you just got to think of parents. I mean, we spent some time with them. I'm telling you,
Thank you, Gene.
I got great parents, but hey, you
I do
can't never
have I got
outdo
a really good set. I
parents.
hit the
I'm
parent
telling you.
jackpot. They're not really on Facebook, but Robert and Eileen, I love y'all. I definitely hit the parent jackpot. Yes.
Yeah,
And thank you, Gene,
definitely.
for for believing in me and helping to make
Yeah.
this book fulfill the mission that God gave us with this book.
Yep. And I want to see everybody out there on the 10th.
Yes, if you're in Atlanta, 10
Please.
10, 5 p.m. Atlantic Station, it's going to be a really great time. Talking about the book, of course, but just deeper stuff and having fun shopping too. So shop for clothes and shop for books at the same time.
I'm
Black owned
serious.
bookstore in Atlantic Station. So that's another great place to come and spend your money.
And you'll be very surprised. It's not no little mom and pop bookstore. That's all I'm saying.
No,
You will be very surprised.
it's a beautiful, beautiful venue. The book
Huge.
boutique. It's the name is misleading. It's a beautiful space. So can't
Yeah,
wait to
it's
have
huge. It
everybody
looks
there.
more like the book mall.
Well, make sure y'all share the flyer with me, and we'll certainly share it with the Visions of Greatness audience, and
Definitely.
likewise with Coach Kai with your upcoming events. We'll definitely share it with our audience as well. All right, well, we are coming to the conclusion of our show today. I am so full, y'all, and not from eating, but I'm full from the knowledge that y'all have dropped with me and our audience today. So I'm definitely immensely grateful for each of you. Certainly, I want our audience to be able to connect with each of you directly as well. So let's start with you, Morgan. Share your contact information with the Visions of Greatness audience.
You can find me here on Facebook at Morgan Whiter, and you can find the Worthy Wardrobe Community, which is a free community for women, on Facebook as well, the Worthy Wardrobe Group. And then I'm on Instagram and LinkedIn as well with Morgan Whiter. And the book is available on Amazon.
Awesome. Perfect. Yes, 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 yes. Dr. Kai.
Oh my goodness. So you can absolutely find me on Facebook at Chilling with Coach Kai, or you can find me at Women Ignite Now on Facebook. Also, jump over to Instagram. I am there as Coach Kai on Instagram. And if you go over to YouTube, the channel is Coach Kai. Also, if you'd like to get in touch with me by email, info at Women Ignite Now. Happy to talk to you.
Perfect. Love it. Last but not least, Mr. Gene Andrews. How can the Visions of Greatness audience connect with you, sir?
I'm not as special as everybody with all these IG Facebooks. You can just find me at globalentertainmentgrp.com, or you can also go to iamagowoman.com, and my email is gene at globalentertainmentgrp.com. And Morgan forgot one thing. Morgan, you have to tell them about your Monday nights.
I forgot. Thank you. So in the Worthy Wardrobe community, every Monday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I host incredible conversations with women all over the world on what it means to show up for themselves. So we've had bra fitters, we've had school board candidates, we've had politicians and preachers and all these different amazing women talking about what style but also their spirituality and soul means to them. So you are welcome to join us, ladies. Again, the Worthy Wardrobe community. Tomorrow night at 8:30, we're having an incredible spiritual healer who's going to walk us through a meditation to help us release the things that are holding us back from stepping into our best selves. Thank you, Gene.
You're welcome. And Shana, can I say one quick thing?
Yes.
I don't know if she's looking, but you guys in the Augusta area, y'all go vote for my homegirl, Javon Jones, who is running for a board,
School
a
board.
school board seat in Augusta. You know her, the violinist. That's hey, like I said, I don't leave no stones uncovered. And that vote counts. But y'all make sure y'all go vote, 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 vote. And you know who we need to vote out. So y'all get to the polls. Voting is very important. But don't forget, if you're in the Augusta area of Augusta, Georgia, make sure you go vote for Javon Jones.
Awesome. Thank you, Jean. All right. I want each of you to share maybe a final word or final nugget for greatness for our listening audience today. What will you share with our audience today, Morgan?
You are worthy. You're worthy of being seen just as you are.
Yes, absolutely. Love it, love it, love it. Dr. Kai, what nugget for greatness will you share with the Visions of Greatness audience today?
Don't be afraid to put in the work. The work is what matters.
Absolutely. I love that. The work is what matters. And Mr. Gene Andrews.
Greatness. Mark of greatness is on you, and know your purpose.
Wow.
Simple.
Wow. Y'all, if you miss anything from this show today, make sure you catch the replay of the Visions of Greatness talk show. We broadcast live the second and fourth Sunday via Facebook as well as YouTube. I'm your host, Shanna A. Jefferson, and I'm going to leave this nugget for greatness for each of you today under the sound of my voice. And I said this earlier, but it's simple, y'all. But we have to remind ourselves. Sometimes I have to remind myself, and that is show up. You have to show up for you each and every day of your life. You have to show up for you each and every day in your business, in spite of transcend whatever adversities, whatever obstacles that you are going through, and show up for you. Not some of the time, okay? This ain't no half-time thing or part-time thing that is, okay? Showing up for you is a full-time job. Show up every day, all right? Once again, Visions of Greatness Live. Oh, yeah, one last thing, y'all. I got a freebie for everyone who's tuning in today, okay? I decided to drop a free ebook this coming Thursday, October 1st. Same topic as this show, y'all. 2020 ain't over. Let's win together. And I did say it is free for one day only. October 1st only. So to grab your free copy, all you have to do is drop an emoji or share this live video, and we will get in contact with you to ensure that you receive your free copy once the ebook is released on October 1st. The price will increase after that day, so have until then to share the video or drop an emoji once you catch the replay. Whew, thank y'all so much to our amazing, amazing panelists
Thank
today.
you.
Thank
And
you. Thank
until
you.
Thank
next
you.
time, yes, continue to transcend adversity and achieve greatness. Later.